and welcome to today's Autocad 2021 What's New webinar. We are very pleased that you have taken the time to join us for this session. We hope that you find it interesting and of value to you. I'm Dominique Jordan, a strategic account manager within the architecture and interior design industry, and I will be co-hosting the session today. Should you have any questions during the session, please feel free to send us your questions in the chat box and we will attend to it as soon as possible. Moderna Design Centers is hosting a total of 10 webinars during this week. I will be sharing the link with you in the chat box where you can find all the details relating to the webinars. Please note that the session will be recorded. The recordings will be made available to all attendees and can also be found on our Moderna website as well as our YouTube channel. We would love to hear your feedback at the end of this session. A survey will be sent out and we ask if you could please take the time to complete the form for us. As part of Moderna's competition, 5 lucky winners from each webinar will receive a coupon to our Moderna trading platform. And now I would like to introduce to you our presenter and host for this session, Floyd Mabena. Floyd is an application engineer within the architecture, engineering, and construction industry. He specializes in the advanced point cloud technology, from 3D laser scanning to 3D modeling, as well as deformation analysis. And now I'll pass over to Floyd. Thank you.
Good day all. Thank you once again for joining us in today's exciting and insightful webinar on what's new in AutoCAD 2021. I'm sure everyone has been waiting for this, and guess what? Today is that day. Let us see what the new AutoCAD has for us. In today's webinar, I'm with the great Cardi McKnight, the host and director at Moderna Infrastructure, as well as our key account manager within the architecture and interior design industries, Dominique Jordan. And myself, Floyd Mabena, an applications engineer within an AC industry, specializing in advanced point cloud technology from 3D laser scanning to 3D modeling and deformation analysis. Now, let us look at the key pillars that support and confirm that AutoCAD 2021 is the way forward into enhancing our workflow and project delivery. AutoCAD is now packed with a high amount of value for you and can be broken down into 3 core pillars. Firstly, it's all about the right AutoCAD for you. So when you subscribe to AutoCAD 2021, you can access the right toolsets for the job at hand. Secondly, I will touch up on the AutoCAD web and mobile app. That gives you the freedom and flexibility to work anywhere and anytime. Lastly, I will touch on the new core features and enhancements to AutoCAD, including new features like drawing history, as well as Xref compare, or known as external reference compare. Let's start with your AutoCAD. In 2018, AutoCAD, including specialized toolsets, simplified the AutoCAD product line into one subscription, providing more value and an enhanced workflow. AutoCAD, including specialized toolsets, gives you the flexibility of using the right toolset for the job at hand, no matter the design challenge. With these 7 intelligent toolsets, you have access to industry-specific features and libraries for architecture, mechanical design, mapping, and many more. You can now work more faster and more efficiently. We now have libraries containing intelligent symbols, parts, and detailed components. AutoCAD has also automated the creation of annotations, layers, as well as properties. These benefits will extend our workflow across all disciplines. And the great part about this is that you'll find all these features within a familiar AutoCAD interface. Each toolset is designed to automate tasks that used to take us hours or even days to complete. For example, this study conducted by Autodesk shows that by using the architectural toolset, you could improve your productivity up to 60% compared to using basic AutoCAD. On the other hand, the electrical toolset can boost your productivity up to 95%, saving you more time and improving the consistency of your deliverables. Now, let us have a closer look at the state of art, which is the AutoCAD web and mobile app. These applications make it possible for you to design and work in field and on the go. Well, whether you choose to use AutoCAD on Microsoft, Windows, Mac, a tablet, a smartphone, or on the web, we have the right AutoCAD for you. There's no need to bring printed drawings to job sites and client visits anymore. Be productive and take the power of AutoCAD with you on your smartphone and your tablet. The AutoCAD mobile app lets you view, edit, and create drawings anytime and anywhere. Another advantage is that you can also work offline. The AutoCAD web gives you a quick anytime access to the latest drawing from any computer. This means if you happen to forget your smartphone or tablet, you can still access the required drawing from your client's desktop or laptop anywhere in the world. Lastly, since it runs on a web browser, that means there is no need for another software installation. Simply visit web.autocad.com, sign in, and start working. Now, let us look at the benefits of both the web and the mobile app. Firstly, you can view and edit your latest drawings in the field and on the go. You can access updates in real time through cross-platform workflows with AutoCAD and AutoCAD LT softwares. Secondly, there is no need to carry printed drawings to sites and client meetings. Like I said, you can collaborate and make changes in real time, reducing unnecessary communication delays and trips back and forth to the office. Just imagine. Thirdly, the AutoCAD web and mobile app provide the core AutoCAD interface, like drafting tools, precision, consistency, and the fidelity that you have come to expect from AutoCAD. Lastly, you can stay connected to your drawings wherever you are. You can quickly access DWG files with the AutoCAD Cloud, as well as the leading cloud providers like Google Drive, Microsoft OneDrive, Box, and Dropbox. Now, let us see how easy your work life will be with the use of AutoCAD Web and AutoCAD and mobile app. Sorry. Great stuff, isn't it? As you can see, this will prevent unnecessary traveling costs, and miscommunications can be rectified right on site. For example, if you use the wrong structural member on a drawing, you could easily edit it on the spot using your tablet or smartphone. Let us explore the new innovative features and improvements available on AutoCAD 2021 and AutoCAD Lite 2021. The new feature is drawing history. This feature can be a game changer for your workflow, giving you an insight on the evolution of your drawings. You can access a file saved in OneDrive, Dropbox, Google Drive, and so forth, and easily compare drawings with the previous versions of that drawing. In the drawing history palette, you can choose which version to compare the current drawing to. The compare button automatically opens the DWG compare feature, and then the differences will be highlighted. You can also import changes from a previous version into the current version in real time. Now the question could be, Floyd, how does this work? Well, let's have a look.
In AutoCAD 2021, we've added a new drawing history feature, providing automatic insights right within the drawing to see the evolution of your work. Let's say you just got back from a meeting with a client to get feedback on some recent work. When you open the file, you're immediately notified that the drawing's been updated. You can enter a compare state to view the differences between the current version with the last one that you saved. Now, your team experimented with adding some rooms on the first floor, but during the review, the client said that she wanted to go back to an open floor plan that you had earlier. You can pull up the new Drawing History palette to see past versions of the drawing. From this palette, you can filter previous versions by who saved them. You can also filter by when the drawing was saved. This looks like the right plan. From the History palette, you can choose to compare this past version with the current drawing. You'll see the open floor plan from the previous version represented in red. Let's turn off visibility for the previous version so you can select the new geometry and erase it. When you turn the previous version back on, it will show the open floor plan. You can use the import feature to bring this geometry into the current drawing. And since this is a live comparison, any deleted geometry that was shared by both versions will show in the previous version, so you can import that back to the current drawing. So now the open floor plan is restored. One benefit here is that the geometry that you import will automatically be added to the correct layer based on the layer from the previous version. Now, there were some recent changes that you wanted to keep in the drawing. We can see them here again, and you can leave them in place and exit the compare state with the best of both versions. What's best is that we did this without having to save or manage separate file versions. So with drawing history, you can get insight into the evolution of your work easier than ever before.
Great, isn't it? With this feature, you can now track changes in your drawing from your previous drawing to the second drawing and the final drawing. And all changes will be highlighted. And should you have the need to import features from the previous drawing, you can, without having to use the copy and paste. The next feature is Xref compare, or we can say external reference compare. Now you can use the popular DWG compare feature for external references attached to your drawing. If an external reference has changed, a notification will automatically display within your Autocad. Click on the notification to compare changes within the context of your current drawing. Like DWG compare, Xref compare highlights the differences between versions, and changes can be imported into the current drawing in real time. Let us have a look at the demonstration to have a clear understanding on how this will improve your work life.
The new Xref Compare feature in Autocad 2021 helps you understand what's changed in the files that your drawing references. Let's say you've recently begun work on the power for a building. As you open the drawing, you'll see that there's a change to the floor plan through this bubble notification. You can choose to view the differences right from the notification. We've added some functionality to the DWG Compare experience to accommodate the additional complexity with managing Xrefs. Here, you can toggle visibility to turn off the previous Xref version, or to turn off the most recent Xref version. You can also toggle visibility for the geometry in the Xref that hasn't changed, as well as the geometry that isn't being compared, such as the host drawing or other references. As you navigate to the changes in the Xref, you can edit the geometry of the host drawing. There are some outlets here that need to be adjusted to accommodate the new floor plan. You can reference the previous and current Xref versions to guide your edits. Here, you can choose to view only the new Xref version to make sure that your changes work with the new layout. And for those who rely on the Xref palette to manage updates, you can also enter the comparison from within the palette. When you reload an Xref from the palette, you'll be presented with an option to compare the changes. You can navigate these changes and make sure no further updates are needed. In the past, it's been a manual and time-consuming process to keep track of the changes in the project around you. By helping you automate this process, we know we'll be able to save you valuable time and help you get back to meaningful work faster.
Great feature, isn't it? Next, now let us look at our improved features within Autocad 2021. The blocks palette feature has been improved so that you can access your blocks anytime and anywhere. The blocks palette now lets you sync recent blocks from your drawing into a cloud, and you can access them anywhere using any device, like a cell phone, desktop, or web. Let us see how efficient this is.
In AutoCAD 2020, we introduced a new way of managing blocks with the new Blocks palette. In AutoCAD 2021, we've made improvements to the Blocks palette that make your blocks accessible from anywhere. If your block library and recent blocks are set to a supported cloud storage provider, such as Box, Dropbox, or Microsoft OneDrive, you'll be able to access your blocks across other devices and on the AutoCAD web app. In this drawing, we'll insert a fixture to this office remodel. In the updated palette, you can find, preview, and insert blocks. Select a folder from a cloud storage provider that contains your blocks. Let's add this sync block into the drawing. Let's say later on you're away from your computer and you realize you need to insert a different sync. Even though you don't have access to AutoCAD, you can use the AutoCAD web app from any browser. Just go to web.autocad.com. And since your blocks library is saved on the cloud, you have access to the same block library and recent blocks list from desktop. Let's fix the syncs. First, delete the existing sync. Then, on the Blocks tab, use the block library to add the new sync block into the drawing, just as you would have on desktop. Now that you've fixed the drawing, you can save it. With the new Blocks palette on AutoCAD Desktop and the AutoCAD web app, you'll be connected to your block content anytime, anywhere.
Great. The next improved feature is, of course, the Quick Measure tool. This allows you to display all nearby measurements in a drawing simply by hovering the mouse anywhere on the drawing. Now, let us see how this will add value into our workflow.
Measuring distances in your drawing has become much faster with the new quick option of the Measure Geom command. When this option is active, the command displays dimensions, distances, and angles within a 2D drawing dynamically as you move your mouse over and between objects. The distance between two objects is measured only if the objects are parallel. The small orange square in the corner indicates the lines are at a 90-degree angle.
Great. Finally, our performance has been improved in AutoCAD 2021, which means you can work more faster without any lagging. What has been improved? 2D graphics have been enhanced. Now you can pan and zoom faster in real time. You will also experience an automatic regeneration operation for smoother experience. 3D performance. The software is much more responsive in 3D orbit, pan, and zoom operations. Under Auto Li SP, you can edit and debug files with the new extension for Microsoft Visual Studio. Additionally, Unicode characters are now fully supported. Well, there are more features that have been improved and added into AutoCAD. I just named a few. If you are interested in finding out more, please do notify us on the chat box below. Then our sales team will provide you with professional assistance. We have reached the end. Thank you for participating and listening throughout this webinar. Now, this is the platform where I answer your questions. Over to you, Dominic.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much again for attending this webinar. We will be opening the floor now for any questions. So we'll give it a few minutes. Please let us know in the chat box and we'll attend to your questions. Thank you.
I'm not seeing any questions coming. I guess everything was clear.
All right, here's a question. Is the mobile interface adapted for mobile use? For example, you cannot right-click on the mobile device.
Yes, it is actually updated for mobile use. And I think you won't really experience that much challenges on it because the main objective is to obviously achieve, maybe for example, editing drawings on site, and also viewing drawings on site. And I doubt that in terms of using the interface of the drawing, you will take that much time whereby you go as far as wanting to model from scratch. you see. So yeah, it is strictly designed for mobile use.
So what are the limitations of a web app?
Basically, at the moment, the limitations of the web app that I'm aware of, the mere fact that if you don't have internet, then obviously you won't be able to access all your documents, all your drawings, or be able to access the web app at all. That's the limitations that I can mention at the moment. But at the other hand, since it's going to be on the web and you're going to be using it on your screen, obviously you'll be able to use the mouse. So the limitation is internet. Any more questions, guys?
All right, everyone, if there isn't any other questions, or if you think of a question later during the day, you're more than welcome to pop us an email or give us a ring and we'll assist with any questions you might have. I think that is all for today. Thank you so much for attending this webinar.
Just a quick reminder, as Dominic said during the introduction, it stated that there's a competition where you stand a chance to win 1 of 5 coupons to Moderna online course. Please complete the feedback form that will be sent to you after the webinar via mail. Thank you once again. Have yourself a great day and stay safe. And remember, Moderna is there for you. Ciao.